How many times did you lose an opportunity in a job interview because you didn't sell your capabilities, despite you were really, really qualified? How many times you were not able to market and sell your idea, despite this idea is very beneficial for everyone? How many times you were not able to get people convinced about yourself, your idea, your opinion, even at home, at work, or anywhere else? Of course, you lost it many times. Do you know why? What is the reason? Because you were not able to sell it. Because you didn't have the selling skills. If you wanted to know how to sell an idea, your profile, your personal capabilities, or even an idea, this what will be discussed tonight. Please stay with us.
Dreams and goals, many mixed emotions in my heart and soul. For some I made a plan and did the best I can. If God wills, things can happen. After all, I'm just a man. Choices, chances, dreams and goals, many mixed emotions in my heart and soul. For some I made a plan and did the best I can. If God wills, things can happen. After all, I'm just a man.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, dear brothers and sisters all over the world. Welcome to a new episode of Life Choices. And tonight we'll be speaking about selling skills, or how to sell your idea or your capability. It's not a must to be a salesperson to get benefit from this episode. Last episode we spoke about some skills are really required to achieve success in your life. And we'll be taking these skills episode by episode. And tonight we'll be speaking about sales. So first I would like to welcome my guests, starting with Mr. Muhammad. Welcome.
Yeah,
Nice having you again on the show.
I was happy to be here.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay.
And Mr. Ahmed.
Hello, welcome.
Welcome tonight. So,
Thank you.
and Mr. Abdullah.
Thanks for having me again.
Yeah, we're honored to have you all.
My pleasure.
Okay. So last episode we're speaking about skills are required to achieve success in your life. We were speaking that these skills are like the tools that will enable you to achieve success in your life,
Yes.
right? And we were speaking about skills that you will have to possess concerning your personal life,
Personal
some
life
skills
and
for
Professional
your
skills.
professional life,
Yeah.
right?
Sure.
And we spoke about the difference.
Yes.
And tonight we'll be speaking about very, very important skill that will serve both your professional life and your personal as well, which is selling
Selling
skills
skills.
or the
Skills.
sales. But I would like to start it with a question. Do you have to be a salesperson in order to know about sales?
Of
No.
what you just mentioned right now, I shouldn't, is not necessary to be a salesperson or not, because
Yeah.
if we're speaking about personal life, whatever you do, whatever, if you're an engineer, a doctor, or a businessman,
Mhm.
whatever your career is,
Okay.
you need to have these kind of selling skills
Mhm.
to in life, in social life.
Perfect.
One of this, yeah.
Very correct. I totally agree.
Mhm.
So, Mr. Muhammad.
No, you don't really have to be a salesperson, because even in English, when you want to persuade someone, you say you are
Persuade.
selling an idea.
Yes.
So basically, you don't. Everyone can be a salesperson. I mean, you just have to convince them that your idea is
Yeah.
the right one, and
Everyone is a salesperson. I love
Yeah.
this word. And it was part of the idea of
Mm.
tonight.
so
Everyone is salesperson. Why? Because everyone is a customer to
Mm.
everyone,
Yes.
right? And when I speak about sales, I also think, who are the customers? If you have a selling skill, then you are selling something, even if it's an idea, or you have a product or
Product,
service,
yeah,
all right?
definitely.
And when we speak about your personal life at home, who are your customers?
My family,
Your family,
my friends,
your friends,
my neighbors.
your neighbors. Everyone in your life is a customer, and you have permanent customers, like your kids,
mm,
Yeah.
yeah, true.
your
I have
family,
just
your friends.
I have a point to say.
Mhm.
It's not all related to money, is it?
not all
No.
related to money,
Yes, and
because
that's why
it's not the idea that
selling-
I'll sell you something and
Mm.
you're going to pay for it.
yes,
Sometimes, and I face this a lot in work, and I face it, we can say, on daily basis. We try, as consultants, we try to sell an idea to the client.
exactly.
And sometimes it's really tough idea because you convince or try to persuade the client in order to do something that they will change the way they do business.
Yeah.
So we don't sell them a product or service, but we sell an idea. We convince them. And there is something, an article, very, very important article concerning selling ideas called The Art of Persuasion. Actually, it's a small book,
It's a book, yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
by Robin Sharma,
Mm.
this Indian salesperson. How to Persuade Others, which called The Art of Persuasion. This is the title of the book. It's a
Yeah.
very small book, but it's very effective, because in order to sell something, you have to persuade the one in front of you that what you are saying worth listening
Mm.
and worth trying what you're saying.
Worth believing, worth to act upon it,
Yes.
worth to start to change it, definitely, yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
But before we start really, really getting into deep with sales, I'd like to you and our guests or our show to show the competency model, which is a model, it's like a pyramid that will tell you what are the skills required for each step or each aspect in your life. It's not fixed, and this is for everyone sees us tonight. It is not fixed, but this is the most common. If we see the pyramid, you have in the first layer, these are the skills required in the workplace. And please, the people who are watching us tonight, never think that you will be able to achieve or build this complete pyramid sorry, in a month or in a year. It takes,
It's a
Takes a
lifelong
while.
process.
it's a lifelong process. And if we see the communication or any skill, it continues with your career, but with different level.
Mhm.
So for me, as my experience, it took me more than 5 years in order to master these skills. More than 5.
Mm.
And during these 5 years, I had nothing to do but mastering such skills by learning and by experience, both.
Mhm.
Because just learning, it will be just theories. It has to be learning and experience what you have learned. All
So
right?
you're speaking about 5 years, so it was your,
It took me 5
your
years.
major professionally and academically.
Sorry?
It was your major professionally and academically, and you mastered it in 5 years. So
Mhm.
how about others who are not, who are not specialized in sales or business? So of course it will take longer time.
It will take longer time, but my advice, you have to get the academic parallel with the experience. Because I see many people, they take care of their academic life and somehow discarding your professional life in
Yeah.
order to implement what you have learned.
Mhm.
And this is very crucial. And sometimes you have learned something, but the reality is something else.
Mm.
You know what's like? It is like exactly. There in Malaysia,
Mm.
when you try to get a driving license,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
so you pass some tests, right?
Mm.
The most common that you have a theoretical tests.
Theoretical test.
Then you go in the field and drive a car, and an expert is sitting beside you to take notes about your driving, right?
Yes.
Taking the theoretical test.
Mm.
So you read some material,
True. Oh, yeah. They give us books and we
books
have to memorize
you have
it.
to study,
Yeah,
and
we
then
have
you
to study it.
have to pass the theoretical exam,
True.
okay?
Yeah.
Till now, you didn't try a car yet.
Mm.
And when you try to drive the car, it's different.
Yeah, it's different. Yeah.
This is the same difference. When you try to acquire a new skill or learn something new, even if it's soft skills or something technical like mathematics, finance, etc., what you learn, it gives you the idea or the hint about it. But what you do in the field, it gives you the experience. Because if you do it in a company or in your personal life, if we're speaking something in person, the circumstances really differ. It differs from a company to another, and from a family to another, and from a culture to another. In Malaysia, could be something different than an Egyptian family.
Sure.
Of course, it is different.
Point that
course.
you always have a theory,
Mhm.
and the process of learning the theory is different from applying the theory itself. You know.
Applying the theory. Thank you,
Yes.
Ahmed. It is applying the theory. And after we know that, we show the competency model, and we know that some skills are really required. In our show, we will try to get the most common skills that everyone in every career will get benefit of it, like the sales. And getting back again into deep discussion about the sales.
Mm.
We talked about who are your customers, and we said your family are your customer, your kids are your customers,
Mm.
your boss is your ultimate customer, actually.
The most important one.
The most important one. And there are many, many books these days talking about, or from the concept that your boss is your customer, and how to get the trust of your boss, how to be the boss of your boss. There are many, many books and articles about this subject.
Yeah, one of my friends, when I first started work after graduation directly,
Mhm.
he said to me, your boss is your father.
Yeah.
Try to please him and behave with him, and then you get very comfortable, and the work will be very easy for you.
Yes, this is very, very, very correct, because I witnessed some experience with friends and myself. It's not a must or not the key success factor to have some skills or to
Or
be
the
really
qualifications,
skillful
yeah.
or qualifications.
Mhm.
But the one of the most important, it is the not the solo, but one of the most important, that you have to really, really manage your boss.
Yeah, to have that communication skills and sales skills,
Communication and
persuasion skills,
sales, exactly.
to tell your boss that I am the one among, like,
Yes, it comes by sales.
Yeah.
And
And
sometimes you sell without you talk. You sell by action.
yeah, action speaks louder.
Yes.
Yeah, and speaking about selling, you know, you sell everything. You sell love, you sell confidence, you sell.
No, we don't
You
sell
know.
love.
I mean, no,
genuine.
Yeah.
just- No, you make others love you by doing something, you know, to try to be close to them. So it can be considered as selling. It's a selling process. So you offer yourself to others to make them love you and
You
respect
can sell emotion to some girl to convince
No,
her.
it's not emotion. It's all right. You do your side, and now you do
Yeah.
your side. You behave in some way to make others look at you in a different way. This is what I mean.
Yeah,
I have a nice comment on this.
of course.
What
you
is
have.
it?
Really.
Come on, say it.
It was around a year ago, and I was having a discussion with an expert in sales. He's a sales consultant, and he's an expert. He's elder than me around 20 years. And we were speaking, him, me, and his cousin.
Yes.
And his cousin offered a question. His cousin also working in sales, but in the beginning of the sales career.
Hmm.
And he said to him, who is my ultimate customer?
Your wife.
Thank you.
Well
Thank you.
done.
How do you know it? Yeah.
He can be perfect.
I'm not
in
married
sales.
yet,
Yeah.
but I can guess.
So you're trained, huh?
Yeah.
Then?
Just try to be a salesperson.
Then the sales consultant, he answered, your wife. But there is an interpretation behind the answer. Why it is your wife?
Hmm.
Because she's the one that you see at the end of your day. She closes your day. And
And she
closing your day
starts-
is like closing a sales call.
Yeah.
It has to be successful.
Yeah.
There's a saying about that. A happy wife leads to a happy life.
Yes.
Yes.
And really, really speaking, because I really, really appreciate the role of the wife in the man's life. Really.
And this is
because-
expression of wife. That it's the better half.
It's the better half. Because if you have a real good wife, this is why they choose the process or the decision to choose
Yes.
that you will continue your life with this person. It is really the most critical decision that you will
Crucial.
take. Even decisions of investments of billions are not critical, like marriage decision.
Exactly. Especially
Not
these
the marriage
days.
itself, but someone, the one who you are going to continue life with. It is very crucial, because she could ruin your life or put you on the sky.
Yep.
Really. So, and this is really, really for our audience, young guys
Who's not married yet?
are not married yet or thinking of marrying again.
Yeah, never
Okay.
think about it.
No, I'm kidding about this. Please be careful about this because it has to be shared vision, shared values. We can say shared dreams. She has to believe in your dreams and she has to know what you're talking about. And she sees what you see.
She
By
believes
this,
in you.
she believes in you. She has to believe in you and your dream. But first, you have to have a dream for her to believe in you. And again, to have a plan for this dream,
Excellent.
right?
to have a
Because you
Excellent
cannot,
saying.
thank you, but you cannot say that I want to be a millionaire or having a real estate or being X, Y, Z successful while you're not having a plan. It will stay as a dream. And there is a saying about this. Dreams are not the visions you see while you are sleeping. Dreams are the ones that do not let you sleep.
Oh yeah, how
That's
beautiful.
very touching.
Because you will never sleep unless you have a dream and unless you achieve it. If you are really targeting success, you will not be sleeping.
Yes.
And if we see it by statistics, successful people, and we are talking about the pioneers, we are speaking of late Steve Jobs, Bill Gates in the beginning, we're speaking about Elon Musk, the great Elon Musk, and people from this category, they really, really don't sleep a lot. If you are speaking about this, because you cannot sleep more than 8 hours a day, and you wait to achieve your dreams.
Yes, if you allow me, just I really
Sure.
just got my idea. Speak about those who have the dream, they do not sleep, they abandon sleepness, and it becomes not important to them. I remember like Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi
Alayhi
wasallam,
wasallam.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent him to be the messenger, and then
Mhm.
he just made a comment like "Mada zamanun nawmi ya Khadija."
Yes.
So
yes,
the time
yes,
to
thank
sleep,
you.
it's not time again. I have a
Yes.
mission, I have a messenger, I have to invite people to
Yes.
monotheism, to Islam. So it was that very comment of him, sallallahu alaihi wasallam,
Alayhi
that it's
wasallam.
not time to sleep again.
Yes.
We have a mission to do. We have a message to deliver to the world. It's
You have a mission and you have a plan and you have the intention. You have it from here in order to achieve your plan. And we spoke about this, how to have it from here. Then, believe me, you will not like to sleep. You will really hate sleeping. Despite sleeping is something good, right?
it's very good. Yeah.
It's very good. But when you have a dream and you have it here, you will not like to sleep and you will hate sleeping.
Yes.
And concerning about the message, and this is something really, really related to sales. And back again, who is your customer? Your customer have been identified already. Your family, your boss, we spoke about this. So how to sell?
How to sell?
How to sell? Sell your capabilities. Let's assume that you are in an interview and you're really qualified. Despite this, you are not accepted.
Yeah.
It happens many times. It happens
It happens a lot. Yeah.
lots of times. How many times you have an idea in your work and really, really beneficial idea for everyone. Sometimes people, they have ideas about cost reduction. And cost reduction ideas could be the really most beneficial ideas because you reduce costs. And when we speak about costs in the corporate world, no joke. And despite this, they are neglected. Why? Because they didn't sell it right and sell it to the right customer. Then you have to identify your customer first, right? And this is for our audience too. You have to identify your customer. Who is your customer for the service or the product you want to sell to? Because if we speak about an idea in your workplace, who is your customer? Could be your boss, could be your supervisor, the one next to your head.
Could be your colleague. Like the team
I
with
don't
you.
recommend a colleague unless you have a team project,
Uh-huh.
because you have idea in your mind. Your colleague will not be able to do something for you. He's on the same level.
Yeah.
But you need this idea to come to the light,
Mm.
right? Who will be able to do this? Your boss. Sometimes your boss will take it and say, this idea is his.
Mm.
Yes, and it
True.
happens. In the beginning of your life, it happens, and you have to accept it. This is the harsh rule of life, I know. And sometimes it's really, really, really bad. But unless you get tough, you get strong, you get experience, you'll be able to sell out your ideas, and it will be your real ideas
To protect it.
to protect it. And speaking about sales, also we cannot forget the word marketing.
Mm-hmm.
I use the word marketing when I have an idea in my workplace. I start to speak about it with some people, and those people will like the idea, and they will start to talk about it with others. They will not, sometimes they don't say that Ahmed said 1, 2, 3, 4, but they speak about the idea itself. Then I guarantee that my idea has been spread,
Mm.
right? Everyone knows about it. And sometimes you find people anxious about this. We heard about this, but what it is? Because I give it hints to the people that I guarantee that those people will speak about this idea with everyone they face. Then I had a very, very good step ahead that people are speaking about my idea.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't speak about it all in order not to be stolen. Just the hint. And then when I go with a complete idea and its solution, people already
hits.
know about it.
Mm-hmm.
So the resistance became into its lowest level. Everybody's talking about it. They know about it. They want to know about it. They want to know what is next.
They're excited about it.
They're
To know
excited.
the full, complete idea
Yes.
about the
So
idea.
you are
This
the
is
only
when we
one who
speak
has
about the
clue.
word marketing, and then you start to sell.
Yes.
I open the market for my idea.
Mhm.
And speaking for marketing, and this for our audience, you have really, really now very, very good marketing tools, which are the social media. For your professional life, you have LinkedIn, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can put your resume, complete resume, your projects, your skills, and it's really, really good marketing tool. And you connect with everyone in the world,
Mhm.
right?
Yes.
Same, you have it with Facebook. But Facebook, I see it a bit more social.
Yeah,
Mhm.
maybe idea.
LinkedIn
maybe-
has the complete professional manner. But you have social media, why not to use it?
Yeah, some people use it like writers. Someone who
Yes.
write very good, they start to
And
write
Twitter.
posts, and it works.
Yes.
Most of them get jobs. I know some of
Yes.
my friends got job because they write very good posts on
Mhm.
Facebook. So they have been hired as a script writer in a different place. So sometimes it works.
Concerning the posts of the Twitter, do you
Twitter.
know that the chief of people operations in Google, which is same level as HR director in Google,
Mm-hmm.
he said in an article published in LinkedIn, this was a couple of weeks ago, on which basis he could choose or neglect a candidate. One of the lines in the article was, if he didn't or she didn't post anything on Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn, of course I'll neglect him or her.
Mm.
If she didn't post anything.
Didn't post. He or she, they have no existence on the social media. And it is very logical. Why? Because they are not there in the world. If they are not on the social media, then they are not there.
And
these
just speak
days.
till I see you.
Exactly.
Mm.
So now you already marketed your skills,
So this
your
is
idea.
you may say the process of selling. First thing,
Mhm.
we're not yet speaking about the process of selling.
And we spoke about the marketing. So you
Okay.
open a market or you open a path for your idea.
To give like a hint about it, to make people excited, are
Yes.
willing to listen to your idea.
Yes, this could happen in your workplace and at home. You want to convince, but there's something really, it could be sneaky for wives, but the idea itself, it applies. Let's say that, let's say that you have an idea, or you
A
want to go
decision.
somewhere,
Or you want to make a decision.
you want to make a decision about something,
Mhm.
and your wife could be not that good about it.
Mm.
So you start to talk to your kids about it, and how it is good to do this.
Yeah, and
Then the kids, they start to talk about, hey, we like this, we like that, we like this. Hey, mom, we like this, we don't like that. Then you come to the wife. The wife already had an idea.
she surrendered
She
to
surrendered
the
with the
kids
kids.
nagging. Yeah.
But to be frank, it is 50% guaranteed success. Just 50%. There is a 50% risk.
It
All
depends
right.
on the wife's personality.
Yes.
Depends on the mood.
Yes.
Strong.
We spoke about it, and
Here in
concerning.
Egypt, we call her government. So
Yeah.
government is yes. It's yes.
I heard about this.
What do you call them in Malaysia? You call them the government as
Mhm.
well?
No, it just, I don't know,
The authority?
princess, princess of the family or something like
Okay.
that.
Now, I like the word wife actually, not anything else. But this what will be, as we said, she's your ultimate customer,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I really value this word. Your wife is everything to you, really.
Great.
If you have a good wife, it is one of the happiness pillars, and we'll be speaking about this after we get back from the break. So, dear audience, we'll be for a short break. Please stay with us. Don't go anywhere to continue this Life Choices episode about selling skills, how to sell everything. It is really, really important skill. So please stay with us. We'll get back to you soon. Welcome back again, our audience, after the break, and we're still speaking about sales. How to use sales as a skill that will provide you success in your life. How to use it in your home, in your personal life, in your workplace, everywhere with everyone. It's not a must to be a salesperson in order to use or learn about sales. And we're speaking still about sales, and before the break, we're speaking about the ultimate customer,
Mhm.
the wife.
The government.
And yes, the government or the wife. And speaking about sales itself, I see it persuasion. I see it belief of the idea. And the word believe really, really crucial here. Because if you don't believe in your idea or in your product that you are trying to sell or persuade anyone in front of you, they will not buy it.
Because you
Right.
will say it with hesitation. Because you're not genuinely
Hesitation,
believing
you
it.
don't have it in heart, you will not have it in your tongue.
You won't care like if they accept it or not. So
Sometimes you will not care, and sometimes you will fall into some details that are really, really critical for the customer to buy in, and you will not mention. You have to really have it here in order to convince your customer with
Yes.
it.
And speaking about this, I think everybody you should be an artist. The painter. You have your ideas when you paint and draw something in your gallery. You have the gallery, so you expose your ideas to the audience through the gallery. So you should have your own gallery. You should make your ideas come to light
Yes?
through your gallery. So you make everything clear in front of your audience, in front of your customers.
I really like this, but not every time, Ahmed, and not with everyone, and not in every culture. Because actually, you know what? Your idea, I consider it something precious when you have an idea, because sometimes nations change to the better or to the worse through an idea.
Yeah, I mean, but
So
you are the
idea
only
is something
one.
that's really, really crucial, expensive, if it is good idea. So
So it's the same with the painter.
same with the painter, but if you have it as a gallery, you have it on shelf, you expose it to customers who could refuse it. No, your idea should be seeking for. People seeks your ideas. This is why you throw a hint that will bring the customer to you to know more about it.
Well, but if you strongly believe in your ideas, you think. I think if you strongly believe in your ideas and that they are very good and applicable, I think the percentage of being refused is so low, isn't it?
Not every time. You know why? Via statistics made all over the sales industry all over the world. Customers like to spend effort for the thing or the product or the service they buy. They
Yeah.
buy and pay money, or they buy in to be convinced with,
Yes.
right? So you have to make your customer spend some effort for your idea to be precious to him. Let's take an example. If I give you a diamond now, and you didn't spend an effort with it, will you really, really care about it? No.
It's a gift. It's free.
I
Yes.
It's free.
It's free.
But
I
what
had it for
if you
free,
get
yes.
to Sierra Leone and you really, really survived death and being shot to have a diamond and they came back to Egypt? You will take care about it, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
Why?
Because
It's
you
your
exerted
You spent
effort.
an
lots
effort.
of efforts, you know.
You exaggerated some effort for it.
You were
So
about to lose your life.
you made it worth it, right? Same with customers. You have to make the customer spend some effort in order to buy your idea or buy your product.
So I believe the experience in getting the product that is much more worth it to the customer than the than getting the thing itself.
Yes.
Oh.
You have to get the customer coming and willing to know more. You have to get the customer asking you, what does it do to this? How can I get benefit to? Once your customer started to ask you questions, this is the first step to succeed, that you convince and sell
And
your
market your product
idea,
or idea.
product, service, whatever, to your customer.
Mhm.
Once they start to ask, because if they ask, they are interested.
They are intrigued. Yeah.
So speaking of this marketing thing and the question thing, what other process in the sales? What is the process of sales itself as a whole
Sure.
process? Yeah.
Actually, there is a worldwide standard sales process,
Mhm.
but we'll not be able to display it here to our audience as a PowerPoint because it's something like exclusive, because we cannot be shared in public. But first, you have to identify your customer,
Okay.
and then you have to identify the need of your customer.
Mm.
Yeah, that's my point. You know, we've been speaking for a long time about our side as sellers. How about the customers? I'd like to ask about their mentalities and how they deal with you, how they think about buying something from you.
This is something we always teach in sales when we teach sales to new sellers. But not always you'll be able to know or get the information about the mentality of the customer. Not always. Sometimes you have the information, then there's something good. But sometimes you don't. And most of the time you don't have information about the mentality of your customer. But you have to know and do really, really good exercise and work about the need of the customer. What does the customer need? Where is the pain of the customer?
You could make an estimated guess as
You
to
can
what he
make an
wants.
estimated guess,
Yeah.
but this estimated guess comes through previous data.
From
Cannot be just
experience.
assumption.
Oh,
Because the first rule in sales, never do an assumption.
Now we're speaking about the concept of offer and demand.
It's supply and demand, yes, but in today's economy, the supply and demand is not as we know it in economics. Why? Because you really now, these days, you see people, they buy things that they will never use.
So you need to create
You
the
need to
supply
create.
and the demand.
Actually, I
The
don't
demand. I say like if you need to create the
to
demand.
create the demand by making your customer feeling
Intrigue.
that they want, they need this,
They
because
need
there is a
this,
difference between
yes.
they need and they want.
Yeah.
The best example about this, Apple computers. When you have a laptop, and you have a laptop by Apple, why people they get or they like Apple computers? By the way, this is not a commercial for Apple, but Apple products became #1 valuable products this year. All right?
And for many years, when it comes to technology.
This year,
Mhm.
Apple became #1 valuable product worldwide. It took the first and the second ranks, for two products. I think MacBook Pro and MacBook Air, I think, or iPhone, I think. So, getting back to this, you have to convince your customer, and you have to be really, really frank about it, because not to convince the customer that they need this, while they don't need this. God bless you. I know that you have cold, and thank you for being up while you are really, really sick about this today. So, if we speak about this and creating the demand or making people they feel that they want your service or product or your idea, you have to show them that they really need, because sometimes your customers, they don't see the need. And you
Definitely.
have to dig in your mind about your idea or service or product, what you can offer to the customers.
Yeah, I remember like an example about it. Just someone want to sell a pen,
Yes.
and a pen is, why should I sell a pen? Is it like, I don't need a pen.
Mm-hmm.
So he made an argument with the guy. He doesn't know him. He just like met him in the restaurant.
Yeah.
He made that guy need a pen to write something.
The Wolf
And
of
then
Wall
he sold
Street.
So
Ah.
he made
Yeah, yeah.
this guy need the pen, and then he sold it to him.
Yes, and I saw this in the movie, which is The Wolf of Wall Street. And by the way, this movie was for it's a real story.
That's a real story, yeah.
Okay,
Based on
and
real
this
story.
person is a one of the sales masters worldwide, without mentioning his name. But yes, because he created
Mhm.
demand.
You wanted him to do that.
Yes, write me a check. Okay, I need a pen to write.
Okay, here's a pen, $1.
Yes,
That's it.
that's it.
Mhm.
So you have not to create, to find. Because sometimes creating the supply and demand is being something misunderstood in many times. You have to find the demand, what your customer need to do. Yeah, sometimes we find, for my industry, we find opportunities for the customers. Opportunities that they didn't notice, but we noticed, and we tell them about it. And in order to get this opportunity, for your benefit, you have to take my service.
Mm.
Like, for example, we were working on it with a real estate company, and we did some research in the market, etc. One of the findings that the market has 47% as a market size in certain real estate industry, which was the compounding. And then we convinced them through this research that you have an opportunity to grow with 47%.
By investing in this particular field, like
Investing in this particular field and taking our service as consultants
Mm.
to guide you in this.
Mm.
Yeah.
They bought it. We found them demand. Right? Getting back again to the sales process, we spoke about finding your customer,
Yeah.
finding the need,
Yes.
and the selling itself. When you discuss it with your customer,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes people or salespeople or anyone trying to sell, they get really, really hurry to finish the call. They are in hurry. They want to convince you
In a
That's
short time.
in a rush,
In a shorter time, you mean?
in shorter time.
They want to close the call,
They want to close the call quickly.
so that the other people won't change their mind.
Close up. They are not convinced.
Mm.
You know why?
Uh-huh.
They
Because
get worried.
yeah, the longer the time it gets to
Yes.
close, the longer the
Yeah.
time that he has to worry.
You have to get the customer to tell you, okay, I'll buy it.
Mm.
Never offer the customer, okay, you'll buy it.
Ah, you mean like?
Never give
I-
them time to think.
Mm,
Or
Give
maybe.
it time. In sales, we call it probe. You have to probe to the customer, and once the customer say, okay, I agree, you just give the idea or the service or the product, nothing more. But if you took a rush, it will blow up your sales,
mhm.
right?
Yeah.
So this is simply the sales process. And for the sales, never give or you offered an idea, just the idea. Nothing less, nothing more.
Make a kind of suspense around the idea. If you want more
Suspense
details,
about the idea will
I'm the
make
last
the
resort.
customer anxious about it,
Mm.
want to know about it. But sometimes people, they say, getting something more will add something good.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, if you tell them the whole story,
Mhm.
they won't need you anymore.
They will not need you anymore.
Yeah, just make
So
yourself
don't
the last
offer the whole
resort.
cake.
Mm.
And sometimes you offer something extra
Mm.
on your sales, but they are like the spice that blow up the whole cook.
Mm.
Just the idea as is. 100% of it. not a 98, not a 101. Just the idea. Nothing more, nothing less. And this is very crucial, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
Right?
Right.
So, Ahmed, you said something that's really, really, sorry, I liked it. Make people
To buy anything.
to buy anything, or how people buy. We're discussing this during the break.
Yes, buying how the mentality of the people,
Mm-hmm.
how they think. No, I'm coming to you. So, I just want to be convinced.
Mm-hmm.
So as a customer, what does the customer need to be
Mhm.
convinced? I mean, you work on the way of thinking. You're not doing only your job. Now when you want to get someone, you have your own part. You are in the pitch, so you have to get his mind, okay, explore his mind, and then you will figure it out. So you think about you may adjust your way of exposing,
Mm-hmm.
your way of selling generally.
Actually, I see this because in our show we address many cultures, right?
Yeah.
I see that the selling process, it differs from culture to another,
Yeah,
Really?
true that.
and we can have your comment about it in Malaysia. You are a customer.
Yeah.
How do you buy?
How do I buy as a customer?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have money first?
So do you mean by buying stuff like
Any
products?
stuff. Any
Yeah,
stuff.
Usually in Malaysia we research the product first. I mean, let's say I was going to buy a phone,
Mm-hmm.
and then we go to the internet and see the capacity of the phone, the usage, what can we do with
Mhm.
the phone and stuff like that. So I'd say that the customer in Malaysia is quite informed,
Mm-hmm.
very well informed.
Okay.
So sometimes it's pretty hard to sell something to them because they already have something in mind.
Okay. They have information before they
Yeah,
go
they
to the buy.
They have information, so
Mm-hmm.
it depends
Mhm.
actually.
It
And
depends. So if we run this exercise as Mohammed in Malaysia
Mhm.
and Ahmed in Egypt and Abdullah in Egypt,
Mhm.
right? If I come with you with the phone
Mhm.
and I start to buy you this, to sell you this phone, I start to ask you, what do you need in the phone? What do you really need in the phone?
Now we needed to call,
You need it to call.
and yeah, I mean during these times we needed to serve the
photos.
internet
Okay.
and the camera,
A camera,
and
pro camera, like 16 megapixels, something.
it depends. I mean, for me, I don't really care. 2 megapixels.
For you, you
okay.
don't really care.
Yeah.
I would like to stop with you on this. What about you?
Well, I think it's not much different from
Mhm.
him. We needed to take photos, to sometimes play games.
Play games. You didn't mention
Yes.
games.
But
He looks so smart. He has no time to waste.
I think
So this is what I'm talking about. Sometimes the features differs,
Mhm.
right? And I see that the more time you spend planning your sales call, your idea, you know what you're talking about, the more successful you will be able to sell it, right?
Yeah.
because you have a much clearer idea of the
Clear
thing that you're
idea
about to sell.
about what you are trying to sell. And if you are convinced, of course, your customer will be convinced.
Yeah, I would like to mention something because I used to work in a kind of call center, and part of it is
Okay.
to some sales call, some
Mhm.
product to our culture. So the thing is about is, first of time I wasn't care. Do you want to buy something?
Mhm.
So the customer say no, just like something like this. But when I got some training from my boss or something, said you need to make some excitement about the call and to ask him, do you have something or not?
Mhm.
And then he will start to engage with you to see how much, how's it.
I
stuff
believe
like
the
this.
tone of your voice.
The tone is
Yeah.
a very, very, very crucial factor or aspect in your sales call. Because sometimes you speak in very excited about it, and sometimes it's overloud to the customer. The customer will leave you, and
And
they are not
sometimes you're
willing to listen.
sleepy.
And sometimes sleepy.
Right.
You have
Can we
to
say
make balance.
can we say you're just like a spider weaving a cobweb?
Okay.
You can say.
I like the word balance. You're balanced.
Mhm.
You're not really excited about it or speaking loud about it, and at the same time you're not sleepy while you're speaking. You're serious and funny at the same time.
Mm.
Serious and funny. And this is a very
Combination, like you have
crucial combination
Mhm.
that you really have to master.
Right. But finally, you have to get the customer into your own cobweb.
On Cobweb, okay.
We're not
Mr.
to think about
Spider-Man,
anybody. We're not to have any chance to think about anybody else. Any other.
Okay.
There's no other choice. You're the only one in front of me. You're the best of all.
So, yes, correct, but I see it from the discussion that sales is crucial skill,
Is it time?
right?
Mm.
Is it time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Do we agree on this?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Of course.
We spoke about the sale, the process, how to identify a customer, and how it is as a skill for the success of your life.
Definitely. Yeah.
Great.
Mhm.
So, by the end of our show tonight, I'd like to thank Mr. Mohammed,
You're welcome.
Mr. Ahmed,
Thank you very
Mr.
much.
Abdullah.
Thank you.
Thank you for our audience for following us. Thank you so much. And be with us next week. We'll have a new skill to speak about it. Thank you so much. Good night.
Chances, dreams and goals, many mixed emotions in my heart and soul. For some I made a plan and did the best I can. If God wills, things can happen. After all, I'm just a man. Choices, chances, dreams and goals, many mixed emotions in my heart and soul. For some I made a plan and did the best I can. If God wills, things can happen. After all, I'm just a man.